Alrighty guys, brand new Diablo 4 update just came out today and it is live today. And one of the great things that we can talk about is now Duriel has double drop rates. So this is pretty cool, and this is going to last until January 8th. Now keep in mind, we're getting a new season on the 23rd, so at least if you do need that one last Uber Unique for your build, you can now finally get it. Now, there is also a buff and a nerf depending on the way that you look at it. Now, if you guys didn't know, Metamorphosis was a pretty important vampiric power, and it actually can kind of snapshot some of your abilities in the game to actually get some sort of lower attack speed, or if it procs off of a certain thing, you can actually get some different weird numbers with it. Now, that is not being changed. There's another thing that is being changed with the way that the vampiric power works. So overall, the first change is great. The second change, it's going to be a mixed bag. There's going to be people that are happy and there's going to be people mad about this. So starting right off, what is the vampiric power update? So starting right off, Metamorphosis, the unstoppable duration changed to a flat rate instead of scaling with vampiric level. So what this means is for those of you guys that maybe accidentally upgraded, and I put that in air quotations because there were a lot of builds that would not want to upgrade this, as you actually didn't want to become unstoppable because there are a pair of pants in the game called Tibalt's Will. Now, this is basically seen in almost every good build. For the most part, you may see Tibalt's Will being used in combination with this, because when you gain this unstoppable, you're going to gain extra resource and you get increased damage. So people would intentionally keep Metamorphosis level 1 because it would only last for 2 seconds. Now, what's the new change? Well, the new change is it lasts for 2.5 seconds. So this is no longer going to be something where you want to keep it at lower level because, well, it's just going to be staying the same. Now, we're going to get an increase on the damage from 80% to 110. This realistically doesn't matter. No one goes in their build thinking, oh man, my Metamorphosis damage is going to be huge. So that doesn't really matter too much. Now, why is this going to actually cause some problems with the game? So starting right off, the people that want to become unstoppable for the 4 seconds, you are no longer going to have this. Now, there's another important thing here. In-game, it does not actually show that specific thing. The in-game tooltip, if you mouse over, it's still going to say 4 seconds, but it actually doesn't last for 4 seconds. They all now last for 2.5. So that's a buff and a nerf. So it depends on, again, the way you look at it. Overall, though, it's going to be a nerf because, well, the people that want to keep it at the lower 2 seconds, well, you no longer have that option. And the people that wanted to increase the duration, well, now it's always going to be 2.5. So overall, it's going to be kind of a nerf at the end of the day. Regardless of the way you look at it, it's going to be a nerf in most circumstances. The only way that it would be a buff is if you leveled it up and you did not want to level it up and you're like, okay, well, I don't want to make a new character. And I get that. Certain classes, maybe like the Necromancer or even Druid, a lot of builds, right, could make great use out of it. So as far as it goes, it's kind of a mixed bag. Now, why is this a actual huge problem? Well, one of the best Diablo 4 Barbarian players, Rob over here, was talking about this, saying that it's going to be a nerf to anyone that is playing the Whirlwind Barb where you would use the Hoda. And why this matters is because now the people that completed a 25, now, as far as I'm aware of, there's only 2 people that did tier 25, at least on the max rule leaderboards for the game. Now, since he's saying that this is going to be nerfed, the next sort of problem that we'll have with this is the people that already completed a certain tier, now everyone else that has these newer updates and changes to what has actually been changed here, well, you might not be able to compete with them because they had a certain buff that it doesn't exist in the game. At the end of the day, does this really matter for the majority of player base? We're talking about the 1% of the 1% that's still grinding the abattoirs here. So again, there is going to be some upset players, but it's a small amount. Nonetheless, I mean, it's kind of unfair because you're kind of changing the game in the middle of the season. And I'm okay with changing certain bugs and fixes in the game, but when you're changing certain balance issues where it could be seen as a nerf, the players that maybe took advantage of said, buff or nerf or any of the snapshotting that exists in the game with exploits, or things that are not intended, where we have sorceresses. If you guys didn't know, you could basically run 2 of the key passives, 2 of the ultimate end game things. People are swapping in and out. Those sort of things are definitely things where I would say, well, those weren't intended anyways, whereas this is the way that the game was designed. You already had the duration of Metamorphosis and you're literally changing it in the middle of a season while there is kind of people trying to push on the leaderboards for the max next role leaderboard where there is actual rewards and prizes. So I don't know, it could be a mess here, but I'm curious to know what you guys think of it. But the one thing that I am kind of, more generous on, and like I think everyone's going to be, very happy about this update, is this brand new double drop rate. But we're going to have to farm the Duriel, mats again. We're going to have to do all that again once the new season comes out, which I'm going to be honest, I'm not really looking forward to refarming up to get all of my Uber uniques, to get the Shaco and all those things again. But how do you guys feel about this? Do you guys like this idea that they are making it so the drop rates are doubled? But again, this is only for this duration. This is not forever. But I think that they should make it so, like, once you maybe get an Uber unique, for the next season, you can maybe transfer it over once you're level 100. I don't know. Let me know, guys, what you think of that, because at the end of the day, some people are looking at this, well, like, I farmed it legit while it had half the drop rate. Now people have to spend half the amount of effort. Well, at the end of the day, again, everything's resetting anyways, so that's the way I see it. But again, let me know your thoughts down below. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on it, let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. I'm out. Peace.